That is what our obligations are. That is what our obligations are for Social Security.
So let's say, right, so maybe they're not, well, I guess that's the total number who are uninsured. But if say it's...
There are proposals in legislation now that the American public have not even heard about because they were introduced by Republicans and they haven't gotten out of committee. Would you agree that we should have time to see those alternatives that have been brought up that talk about the things you're talking about? You seem like you're admitting that Obama's got a lot more stuff in there than what we're all agreeing to. There's stuff in there that has nothing to do with
I'm against those bills. I told you I agree with them.
Why aren't we hearing about and talking about the proposals that are in Congress now? They're in committee, but they'll never make it out because that's politicized.
Private health insurance companies.
I mean, there are some
The entire thing is, when you look at this from an efficiency perspective, more and more people are forced into the public
cost effectiveness. Congress and efficiency, those two words don't go together.
And it goes back to my
leaving only one option.
My description of my experience.
If I own a company,
the fact of the matter is, everybody objectivity is not in play here. Everything that's going on
cost from the government to not insure somebody
is something that's been authored by those.
So what's going to happen is they're all going to.
It's about what the insurance companies want. If you believe it, now you're a person here you're a person here who has chosen not to buy health insurance, chosen to be a self-payer. Okay, and maybe you can afford to pay.
I don't want to pay for anybody else either, though. That's what you're telling me. I got to pay for somebody else.
Let me just explain.
Congress will go back in a few weeks.
This plan that's coming out of the public options mandates that people like yourself who have chosen at times I've chosen not to buy it too. It's a lousy product for too high a price. My wife has a product here, a catastrophic plan like you're talking about. She gets nothing paid for. She pays for her mammogram, she pays for everything, and deductible, and then it's like 80-20. I mean, you get into a catastrophic situation, you're still going to be broke. Over 50% of all of the
demand's been accomplished.
Yes, directly related to health insurance.
What he did was the direct opposite of what
health.
So you want everybody to fund everybody else's bankruptcy?
What is the basis of insurance? When insurance, just insurance.
I don't ask you to pay for my home.
Yes, you do. We all do. We all do. That's the fundamental tenet of insurance. When insurance was invented, the concept is as follows. We all join in and pay into a fund, recognizing that some people are going to need to be helped out, their house burns down or whatever now. That's property insurance. And hopefully we're never going to have to use it, but in the situation, if it occurs that it does, and we need it,
get your name.
All these other people that we bonded together with by paying into the fund, they're going to help me out. They're going to help you out. That is the fundamental tenet of insurance of any sort.
That sounds like a co-op.
Well, that's what it is. We don't want this co-op thing. Trust me, we don't want the co-op thing.
Don't talk for me. No, don't talk for America.
I'm talking for a reasonable American.
I appreciate you're talking for yourself.
I was talking, when I was running for Congress, I was talking for America. Okay, that's
when was that?
2008, I was on the ballot right underneath Barack Obama. I was on it in 2006, in the general election of 2006.
I can quote Barack Obama and say, but you lost.
But I didn't. Why did I lose?
I don't know.
McCain. We understand.
That's true. He was not a Republican.
We understand why I lost. Because of gerrymandering. The congresswoman here, Kathy Castor, is in a district, gerrymandered district, where anybody here would win the election with a D on their shirt.
See, I agree with you there.
Okay.
I got no respect
so
we're supposed to be on the sidewalk. We're not allowed to be here.
Okay.
This is private property.
Here's the point. So here she is, Democratic district. Bozo the clown can win. And Kathy Castor is laying silent, really, on this issue. When she was at her meeting with all the disruption a couple weeks ago,
she got scared and ran away.
No, what she did, I'm here at her office, and I'm speaking as a citizen, but as someone who has gone for her position, not a hero, but in the other position. She could be out here a leader on this issue. She could be standing against the plan that's a legislative abortion is what this thing is that's coming out of the Senate, because that is the preferred bill according to Rahm Emanuel. Again, the corruption here is being laid out. It's both parties. We had 8 years of corruption with Bush. We have some more corruption going on here with this bunch. Okay, and whether you want to talk about wars, you want to talk about things undone, whatever, our government is in disarray. And people who are good people with integrity, and I would submit there's people here that are good people of integrity, other than myself, who would want to stand up and run for office, cannot because of the way the system is, and you described it, and I described this stuff on my website too, you know, the experiences we had. So the bottom line is, we're in a bad position, you know, people are being misled.
I think the next election it's going to be more open to the independents. People are tired of two-party system. I think it's going to be open more and more. If you have a political persuasion or you want to run for office, I think it's going to be easier. There's the internet. We're old-fashioned handshaking.
Well, in a congressional district, let me just tell you, in a congressional district,
I know how they are, man. It's illogical.
Well, no, but it's so many
sections.
people. You have to be able to get on TV. You have to be able to reach people.
That's why
the money is going to be poured in more and more, because you got to, you know, I'm just telling you a little bit based on my experience.
Money talks.
Money talks, but when they have somebody that's been in there, what is an incumbent? An incumbent is someone in whom they have an investment, who's a known player.
You see, but term limits would eliminate it all.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. If you're going to be there, run for Senate. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
2, 3 terms. Yeah, give them a little time. 2 terms. Make the terms a little longer.
You don't need a professional politician. Most of them never ran a business or wrote a check. Our president's never run a business or wrote a check.
Well, you don't necessarily. I feel I'm perfectly competent to be in Congress. You know, without. I mean, I've run business. I've had my own business. Okay. I mean, I have my MBA in health system. I understand.
Hey, let's relocate to the sidewalk.
Because it's private property.